Welcome back to the talk show. For those of you that just tuned in, I'm your host, Suri Smith. Do write to us at the talk show at ann7.com and tell us about any cool inventions that you've got stored up in the garage. Coming up next, we went in search of a bike that is maneuverable, easy to handle, but yet sporty at the same time. We found exactly that. Coming up next, we chat BMW G310R. We're at Motorrad over at Santon Auto, and with me is Roxanne Miller. She's the boutique manager. Thank you so much for having us once again.
It's always so nice to have you. You're part of the family.
So what are we chatting about today? What's this?
Today we've got the G310R, which is a very new addition to the BMW Motorrad family. It's a lot more of a smaller bike and a lower cc, so it's a 310cc. And it's a single motor as well, a cylinder motor. So it's something that now competes with all the other markets that we weren't able to, you know, ladies wanting to learn how to ride, and then a hell of a lot of youngsters and teenagers as well. So
that's who would be making use of this.
Yes, your youth is after
wonderful.
this. However, funny enough, a hell of a lot of people have bought it for commuting.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a city traveller, and it's great to zip amongst traffic to work and back, and it's without all that stress of the power and all of that, you know.
You made mention that it's new.
Yes.
Is it an entry level?
Yes, it is an entry level. We received this about mid-year this year, and there's another version coming out, the off-road version, next year, but everyone's waited so long for it.
So this one is unable to go off-road?
No, yeah, this is more of a tar bike, and then we'll have the off-road version in January, yeah. But the price is unbelievable for a BMW bike, so yeah.
Tell us a bit.
So it's only 63,000 Rand.
What?
Yes, incredible.
Amazing. That is really, really, really nice. So, okay, let's talk performance. I know that it's not about how fast you can go, but people do want to know.
Yeah.
So what are the performance figures on this bike?
Look, this bike can comfortably travel on the highway, or, you know, reach higher speeds, but it is more for stop-start, that type of thing. If you want to go on longer, higher speeds, then you'd go with something a little bit bigger, you know, for touring and that type of thing. But this can do pretty much what every other bike can. It's just, if you're going to be the two next to each other, you know, it's not going to pull off it and hit 200 kilometers per hour. But yeah, more than capable of going up to 120, and then very, very practical for town and traffic driving, you know.
So have you actually had any females purchasing one of these?
I'm actually going to think about it. There's been so many people, I can't even keep track. I know there is a lot that have purchased, but not here with us currently. The thing is, with the ladies, you still need to teach them to ride, you see.
Do you guys, is there any way that people can come and get some?
We've actually got a BMW Academy at Swartkorps, and we refer them. You get different types of sort of training. You get a novice training, and they start you on a smaller bike. But what you can do is you can buy the bike here, we help you get your learners, and then we take you and your bike through there.
Wow.
And teach you how to handle your new BMW bike, and then as well as learn to ride.
That would be a fun thing to do for me and you, even,
yeah,
wouldn't
I know.
it?
Imagine like a group of girls, you know, instead of bachelorette parties, we
have
learn
biker
to ride
parties.
bikes. Yeah, there we go.
So we are in the boutique, and I can't help but always, you know, look at all the lovely merchandise that you've got here. So since we're chatting about a bike that, you know, can be driven or ridden by females, I selected a blue jacket that I'm in love with. Tell me more about the blue jacket.
So it actually comes in a suit. It's called the venting suit, but what's really great about it is they use Cordura, which has got an extremely high melting point, and then it's abrasion resistant, so it's for tar riding. But it's mesh, so for the summer the air just flows through and cools you down. So
wow,
yeah, that's one of the things with riding bike. The gear and kit used to get very hot, so it makes riding in the heat very unpleasant. Whereas this you can just chuck on. It's got all your padding in, and though it seems flimsy, but it's also got that denim look, so it's fashionable and practical.
Very fashionable.
But the material used is extremely protective with the padding in as well. So, and it looks, honestly, the pants look really great on the ladies.
And you mentioned something when we were having a look at it, that if you were to have an accident and you would hit the tar,
Yes.
that it absolutely absorbs the heat?
Yes, so it's heat resistant and then abrasion resistant as well. It's a very well-known textile within this sort of industry.
Love it. And if you had to wear that jacket, if you take the padding out and you had to just wear the jacket,
I know, it looks
gorgeous.
nice, I know, and it's fitted and tapered and all of it.
Yes, and I absolutely love that jersey that you are wearing.
You're not the first to say that.
Oh,
Everyone wants it. I'm a good model. So this is also one of our lifestyle products. It's got soul fuel on the back, which I think is quite a catchy phrase. That
just sit it up a little bit.
Turn around and show you the back as well.
Beautiful.
You'll see there it says soul fuel.
Gorgeous. Love that touches of. It looks like a grey.
Yes, it's like
also
a charcoal.
like denim.
Yeah.
No, it's a denim.
Very similar sort of, you know, like the jeans get that washed
Very
sort of
nice.
look. But yeah, they make a really, really nice lifestyle stuff as well, which most people buy with the rider gear and coupled together.
Of course. And then we've also selected a nice helmet that would go nicely with this bike. But of course, you guys have so many different helmets that you can choose
This
from.
one, though, is the latest and greatest. It's called the System 7. It's designed by BMW. It's a full carbon helmet as well, so it's very lightweight. But the very nice thing is that front piece clips off completely so that you can have an open face. So if you go to clearance for the weekend or you're just riding around in your complex or whatever, you can
Feel
take
the
that
wind.
off, yes, and you've got it. So it's a 2-in-1 without compromising the safety.
That's absolutely
That's the
beautiful.
Rolls Royce of helmets. It's got everything you need and very well priced as well. They only go from about 8 to 9.5 depending on what color scheme you choose.
Wow.
But I mean, for everything that you're getting, if you look at what a bike costs, this type of bike versus that, yeah.
And you kind of want to stay within the brand.
I know, and the colouring on that one just looks so great with this.
And then, of course, there's lovely gloves, once again, that you can make use of or buy, and then nice shoes. But those all look more male type.
I must be honest, I think all the biking shoes today look male. They've got a male, they need to be robust and they need to be protective. But once you've got them on, we've got 1 or 2 ladies ones that when you put them on, the airflow and then the sneakers as well, they actually look awesome. They really go well
That
with...
don't look that rugged when you're wearing it.
No, and then you'll get obviously your off-road ones that are a bit more bulky and intimidating, but that's definitely not for looks. You wouldn't do Sunday riding with those.
Yeah.
But
Well,
there's something for everyone, you know?
There is something for everyone, guys. So make your way over to Santon Auto and find what you are looking for. Four-way intersections can often lead to confusion and can leave you asking who actually has the right of way. Coming up next, we share some helpful tips to better understand four-way intersections. Road rules for four-way intersections. Rules of the four-way stop. The first vehicle to the intersection always has the right of way. The yellow vehicle was the first to the intersection, therefore the yellow vehicle gets to proceed first. Whenever 2 or more vehicles approach the intersection at the same time, each vehicle must yield to the vehicle on their right. The yellow car goes first. Pedestrians in crosswalks always have the right of way, no matter your place at the intersection. You may proceed only after the pedestrian has completely cleared the crosswalk. Always be alert and watch for pedestrians when making turns. Rules of the intersection with blinking lights. The blinking red light tells motorists to stop and should be treated as a stop sign. Rules of the signalized intersection with a power outage. When all signs are off due to a power outage, then this should be treated as a four-way stop. Follow the same rules of a four-way stop intersection. Motorists yield to the vehicle on their right. A traffic signal with no power does not give you right of way. So much has been happening in the world of motoring. Up next, motoring news. When you think about Mercedes-Benz, you automatically think style, sophistication. Now, Mercedes-Benz has really been involved in fashion. The talk show attended the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week earlier this year, and recently we were also invited to a very, very interesting discussion. Take a look. In motoring news today, Mercedes-Benz partners with Threads. We all wear clothes, an apt assumption by the conceptualizers of Threads, an accelerator program for local fashion entrepreneurs. If there is one thing consumers have in common, whether African, Asian or European, it's clothes. We all wear clothes. Over the past 22 years, Mercedes-Benz has established itself globally as an important player and partner for selected fashion events. The brand globally is currently involved in more than 60 fashion platforms, including the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Weeks in Australia, Mexico, Spain, China and South Africa. As part of its global involvement in fashion, for the past 8 years, Mercedes-Benz has supported young, talented fashion designers, also with the Mercedes-Benz International Designer Exchange Program. It offers up-and-coming and established designers a unique opportunity to present their collections outside their home markets to an international audience. Mercedes-Benz is committed to promoting, supporting and mentoring promising design talents, and the International Designer Exchange Program underpins this brand commitment.
Finalists, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, we have come to the end of our show, but do tune in again next week when we'll start up our engines once again. Until then, from me, Suri Smith, buckle up and drive safe.